This is CR circuit, but the previous one we studied this LR circuits also in the previous lesson also, but here the difference is in the previous LR circuit the source was DC current and the current at any instant of time we got this as I is equal to I naught 1 minus e power minus RT by L. So this is the current at any instant of time through a LR circuit if the DC source or battery is connected to across this one. But now this is not a DC circuit as it is AC circuit. Now what happens to this LR circuit and what is the amount of current that is passing through at any instant of time? It is slightly different. So this is also CR circuit. So capacitor resistors of capacitance C resistance are connected across a AC source of EMF. So let me take this EMF as E naught sin omega t, whereas this E is equal to E naught sin omega t. In this case, we know that in a pure capacitor circuit, current leads. In pure capacitor circuit, here capacitor circuit always current leads EMF. Capacitor circuit current leads. Whereas in inductor circuit here EMF leads. So this is inductor, EMF leads the current. But this is only in case of a pure capacitor circuit, but here capacitor connected with the help of a resistor in series and across a AC source of EMF E is equal to E naught sin omega t. So in this case we are going to represent the voltage drop across the capacitor as well as the voltage drop across the resistor with the help of vectors. But once again I am telling resistance, voltage, current, these are not vectors. But to get to the equations very easily to solve the problems related to this CR circuit, LR circuit, pure resistor, pure capacitor, pure inductor circuit, we are going to represent these are vectors, but actually speaking these are not vectors. So here the voltage across the resistor, voltage drop across resistor, so I am going to take it as IR, and voltage across the capacitor, here I can take current into the capacitor reactance IC. As it is a series circuit, same current will flow, so IR same. Now I am going to draw this circuit here. This is x-axis and this is y-axis here. In this case, always we take current along x-axis and we will represent the other quantities in the other axis. Here I am going to take this as current I that is passing through these two capacitor and resistor combination, and the voltage drop across this one in a pure resistor circuit both V and I are in same phase. This is in case of a pure resistive circuit, this is a pure capacitor circuit. Now here as in a case of pure resistor, both current and voltage are across the same phase. So I am going to take this as the voltage across resistor, that also I am representing along x-axis. Now what about the current across this one? This current is same in these two. What about the voltage across capacitor? We know that in a pure capacitor current leads. So this is the current. So what is the vector direction for the voltage across this one? That is IXC, that is voltage across capacitor, that we call it as VC and we represent this as VR. Now I am going to draw one more vector which is along negative x-axis. So this value will represent VC, that is voltage across capacitor. So this is not required in this case. Why? Because no vectors are acting along positive y-axis, so only this one. Now we have two voltages, one is along positive x-axis which is VR and one is along a negative y-axis VC. So what is the resultant voltage here? The resultant voltage, so this is VR From here to here, this is VR. From here to here, this is VC. So this is VC. From this we can write the resultant of these two vectors can be determined by using parallelogram law of vector addition. So complete that parallelogram, and resultant of these two vectors acting from the same point will be represented by the diagonal drawn from the same point. So this is the net voltage across this combination. So by using parallelogram law of vector addition, we can write V is equal root over VR square plus VC square. So this can be written as VR square plus VC square. So which can be written as root over. What is VR here? VR is nothing but current into resistance whole square, and VC is nothing but current into capacitive reactance whole square. Here I square common. If you bring it outside, you can bring I root over R square plus XC whole square. So this is the total voltage across this combination, voltage of across this CR combination. So from this we can write voltage V is equal current to I into, we know from Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. That is only for a DC circuit with only one resistor. But this is also in the form of VV current. But this is the total opposition offered by this capacitor and resistor to the flow of AC current. So that's why we call it as this, we call it as impedance. So now the same word here I am going to write this as Z here, and Z is called impedance, where Z is called impedance, or the meaning of this one is total opposition offered by CR circuit to AC current, alternative current. So now we can write the impedance of CR circuit is given by Z is equal to root over R square plus, we know that XC is the reactance due to capacitor. So where we can write XC is equal to 1 by omega C. So this you can write 1 by omega C whole square. And once again this can also be written as 1 by 2 pi FC. Therefore Z can be written as root over R square by 1 by 2 pi FC whole square, which can be written as root over R square plus 1 by 4 pi square F square C square. This is the impedance of this CR circuit. Now we will discuss about the impedance as well as the current through this circuit. If you know this value, so what is the current passing through this CR circuit? We can write that equation as the current through CR circuit is equal to V by Z. Don't write V by R here because R is only if resistor is present, but here both the capacitors are present. So we can write this as V by root over Z can be written as this one, either this one or this one or this one. Based on the quantities, generally we can write 1 by omega C R square. So this is the current passing through a CR circuit. Now, how to find the current through this LR circuit? Here also through pure inductor EMF leads. For pure resistor, voltage and current are in same phase. The same sentence I need to write here. Now first let me draw the phasor diagram here. Along x-axis I am going to take current. And now this voltage across resistor we can write this as, this is the current here, this is current I. And then voltage across resistance VR can be written as current into resistance. So from here to here, this is the voltage across resistor VR. Now what is the voltage drop across the inductor? In the inductor, EMF leads the current by 90. In a pure inductor circuit, EMF leads current by pi by 2 radians. So this is the current here, from here to here current. So voltage will be like this. This is a y-axis and this value here it represents voltage across inductor. So this is how we can represent these voltages and current across this LR circuit, which we characterize VR. Once again, you can see this. This is along positive x-axis, this is along positive y-axis. The resultant voltage or net voltage across this LR circuit is given by, now construct this parallelogram, draw this circuit. This is the net voltage across this one. The net voltage is given by, once again I am going to write V is equal to root over. First one is VR square, the second one is VL square. So I am going to write voltage across resistance whole square plus voltage across inductor whole square, because this is along x-axis, this is y-axis. The resultant is root over p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. This is p square, this is q square plus 2pq cos theta. Angle between these two is 90. Cos 90 will be 0. That's why I am not writing that expression. Now from this you can write current into resistance whole square. This is current into inductive reactance whole square. From this I can take a current common. The remaining terms are R square plus XL whole square, which is equal to V. So once again from this equation we can write, this is also in the form of voltage is equal to current into some value, but this is not only resistance, some other quantity. So we call it as, once again we call this as impedance of this LR AC circuit. So V can be written as I into Z, where we can write V is equal to I into Z, where Z is equal to root over R square plus omega L whole square, because XL is equal to omega into L. Once again omega is equal to 2 pi of here. So we can replace this equation. Z can also be written as root over R square plus 2 pi of L whole square, which is equal to Z is equal to root over R square plus 4 pi square F square L square. So this is how we can find the impedance of this LR circuit. Once we get this EMF voltage across this combination and the impedance, now the current through this circuit is given by current I is equal to V by Z, which is equal to V by root over R square plus XL whole square. By substituting these values, we can find the current at any instant of time. But in this circuit, we can find the phase angle between net to EMF and current also. So this is the net to voltage or net to EMF here, and this is the net to current here, and the angle between these two is called phase angle. So how to find phase angle in a pure CR, this is CR circuit here. So to find out this one, we have tan phi is equal opposite side by adjacent side. So opposite side is VC, that is voltage across capacitor by, and adjacent side is VR. So this is VR, which can be written as I into XC by I into R. I get cancelled. So the phase angle between, this is the phase angle between EMF and current. Tan inverse of XC by R. So this is the phase angle here. Similarly, what is the phase angle here between voltage and current? That's why here in this diagram as well as this diagram, I am drawing this net voltage with red color and current with red color, so that I can find the angle between these two. Here also, this is the current, this is the voltage, and this is the phase angle between these two. So how to find out the phase angle between these two? The phase angle between these two can be determined by using same concept, that is tan phi is equal tan angle of phi. So tan phi is equal, the opposite side is VL and adjacent side is, this is VR. So VL can be as I into XL by I into R cancel. So the phase angle between these two is equal to tan inverse XL by R. LCR AC circuit. Here I am going to correct one. Inductor of inductance capital L, self-inductance, capacitor of capacitance is C, and a resistor of resistance R, which are connected in series across a voltage source, AC source of EMF E is equal to E naught sin omega t, or voltage V is equal to V naught sin omega t. From this, now I am going to derive the equation for the impedance as well as the current passing through this circuit at any instant of time. Now, first of all, the voltage given, the voltage applied across this series combination, voltage applied across a series combination of LCR circuit is V is equal to V naught sine omega t, which varies sinusoidally with the time. So this equation gives the same meaning. Now, we know that in a pure inductor circuit EMF leads, in a pure capacitor circuit this current leads, but in our pure resistor circuit both EMF and current are in same phase. I am going to derive an expression for the impedance by using the phasor diagram only. So here I am going to take, this is x-axis, this is along a positive x-axis, this is along positive y-axis. Already we discussed this point previously. We are going to represent the current along x-axis. So this is the current which is drawn in black color, I. And we know that across this pure resistor both the voltage and current are in same phase. So the voltage drop across this one is given by, this is VR, this is VC, that is voltage across capacitor, and this is VL. Now what is the voltage across resistor? We are representing this as VR. So VR also in the same phase. So I am denoting with the dotted line. So this will be VR. So that means magnitude wise current is less, VR is more, but both are in same phase. But in a pure inductor circuit, EMF leads the current. So for a pure inductor circuit, EMF leads the current. So this is the current. Current EMF leads by 90 degrees. So let me draw the VL here. So this is equal to VL here. Similarly, for a pure capacitor circuit, current leads the EMF by 90. So this is already current, or current leads the EMF by 90, or EMF lags behind the current by 90. So behind this by an angle 90, we have this VC here. So this value will be VC. Here in some diagrams VL may be given this much, VC may be given more. That means capacitive reactance as well as capacitor voltage across capacitor is more than this. But in this diagram, so we are assuming that VL greater than VC. If VL greater than VC. Now let us say this is 30 volts, this is 20 volts. As these two are in opposite phase, the net value of this one will be, so VL minus VC will be. So this is VL, from this you will remove this VC. Now you will get this value. So this I am going to take it as VL minus VC. So I am writing here, between these two I can write VL minus VC. So this is the resultant voltage drop across this inductor and capacitor combination. Now we can use that vector concept. Now this is the first side of this parallelogram, this is the second side of this parallelogram. Now construct this parallelogram, and from the center or from the point where these two sides are produced, draw a diagonal here. This diagonal will give the resultant voltage. So what is the resultant voltage or net voltage? So V net is given by root over parallelogram of vectorization VR square plus this is VL minus VC whole square plus 2 into VR into VL minus VC into cos 90. I am not writing that one as cos 90 is equal to 0. So from this we can write VR square can be written as V is equal to current into resistance whole square. This VL is current into XL minus current into XC. So this is capacitive reactance, this is inductive reactance whole square. You can take I common. So let me bring this I outside. So the remaining terms are R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So this is V net. Once again we have this formula, V is equal to I into some opposition. This is the total opposition offered by the LCR series circuit to the flow of current. So once again we call it as impedance only. So the impedance of this LCR circuit, impedance Z is given by root over R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So this is the impedance, and we know that this XL and XC values, by substituting these values we can write this as Z is equal to root over R square plus XL, that is omega L minus 1 by omega C whole square. So this is how you can use this formula to find out the impedance of this series LCR circuit. Once you get this impedance value, or this can also be written as Z is equal to root over R square plus 2 pi FL minus 1 by 2 pi FC whole square. So these are the different equations to find out the same quantity. Here I am substituting omega as 2 pi L. So you will get the same expression. Once you get this impedance value, now it is easy for us to find out the current flowing through the circuit at any instant of time. So I is given by V by Z. So V by root over R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So this is the equation. Now, what is the phase angle between voltage and current? That is net voltage and total current. Total current is along x-axis. This is the total voltage across this combination. So now, if you take the angle between these two, we call it as phase angle between EMF and current, or voltage and current. So phase angle between voltage and current is given by tan phi is equal opposite side, that is VL minus VC by adjacent side, this is VR. So this is the phase angle formula in terms of the voltage across this inductor, capacitor, resistance. If you don't know which is more, which is less, which is bigger, which is smaller, the same can also be written as phi is equal to tan inverse of this. You can write VL difference VSC. Why? Because VL may be greater than VC, or VC may be greater than VL. That's why you can write this VL difference VC. So this can also be written as phi is equal to, as the voltages are, can be written as current into the reactance. So this is IXL by, this is IXC by IR, and here we can write this difference here like this. Now you can cancel this I by taking common. So finally the phase angle between EMF or voltage and current is given by XL minus XC by R here, and once again you can write this difference. Suppose if XL is greater than XC, you can write XL minus XC. If XC is greater than XL, you can write XC minus XL. Suppose if XL is equal to XC, then this will become 0 by something 0, phase angle will be 0. So that we'll discuss later. Now this is how you can find out the phase angle. Once you get this phase angle, now we can write the actual voltage given here is applied voltage is equal to V is equal to V naught sin omega t. So what is the current that is passing through this LCR circuit? I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus phi. Remember, in a pure inductor circuit, this phi is minus 90 or minus pi by 2. For a pure capacitor circuit, this is plus 90 degrees or pi by 2 radians. In a pure resistor circuit, this will be 0. But now, this angle is neither 0 nor 90. It is between 0 and 90 here. So first of all, we need to find out this phase angle first. Then you can write equation for current, which is I is equal to I naught sin omega t. So this is the equation where phi is the phase angle between EMF and current. Impedance is the total effective opposition offered by the components of LCR circuit to the flow of alternating current is called impedance. Now from this case, now we will discuss three different cases here. Case 1, suppose if XL greater than XC, let us say the inductive reactance value is magnitude is greater than the capacitive reactance, then this Z will become root over R square plus XL minus XC whole square, because XL greater than XC, you can write XL minus XC whole square. At the same case, what is the phase angle between the voltage and current, which is going to be tan inverse of XL minus XC by R. So this is case 1. Here I am going to write this is case 1. If XL greater than XC, suppose if XC greater than XL, case 2, if XC greater than XL, then this Z value will be equal to root over R square plus XC minus XL whole square, and the phase angle between the EMF and the voltage and current is going by tan inverse of XC minus XL by R. As XC is dominating XL, so as a case here, the phase angle is here. Generally we can write phase angle phi. So this current leads EMF, current leads voltage or EMF by, but not 90, voltage by that phi, where phi is this value. Similarly in this case, in the first case, EMF or voltage leads current by, voltage leads current by an angle phi, which is equal to this. In the third case, suppose if the both inductive reactance capacitors are equal, so I am going to write this as case 3. If XL is equal to XC, the impedance will become root over R square plus XL minus XC whole square, which is equal to 0, which is equal to R. That means in this condition, when inductive reactance is equal to capacitive reactance, impedance will be equal to the resistance. As a case, the phase angle will become, this will become tan inverse XL minus XC by R, as it is the same. That means XL is equal to XC, the difference between these two will become 0. So tan inverse 0, the phase angle will be 0. So here both the current and voltage will be in same phase. Current and voltage are in same phase. So in this case, when XL is equal to XC, both current and voltage are in same phase. But we know that in a pure resistive circuit also, both current and voltage are in same phase. So this LCR circuit behaves as a pure resistive circuit if XL is equal to XC. So if XL is equal to XC, LCR circuit behaves as a pure resistive circuit. If XL is equal to XC, LCR circuit behaves as a pure resistive circuit. So what is the meaning of this one? That means the capacitor as well as inductor will not behave in its own way. That means they will become ineffective there. Only resistance will be effective in this circuit if XL is equal to XC. Now let me take this condition. What is the impedance when XL is equal to XC? If you substitute this value, this will become root over R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So the condition at which LCR circuit behaves as a pure resistive circuit, we call it as a resonance LCR circuit. So we call it as at resonance. Now this is the actual formula for impedance of LCR circuit. But at resonance, we studied this resonance in waves lesson also in first PUC. If the frequency of two bodies are equal, if one of the body is vibrated, the other body also vibrates with a greater amplitude. So here the amplitude of the other body, even though external force is not acting on this one, as the waves are traveling to this one, due to the effect of this one, the current, this vibration in this one will increase. Here also, when these two are equal, but here L and C are not equal, only the reactance of this inductor and the reactance of this capacitor are equal. If these two reactants are equal, then the current through the resistance will become increases. That's why it is called electrical resonance. So we call it as electrical resonance. So electrical resonance, we can write XL is equal to XC. Now we can write Z is equal to root over R square plus 0 square, as the difference between these two is 0. So Z will become R. We know how to find the current through a circuit. I is equal to V by Z generally for a LCR series circuit. But as we are going to find out the current at this one, we can write V by R only. You can say in general impedance is equal to R square plus some value. So impedance will be greater than this R square plus some value under root. But here Z is equal to root over R square or simply R only. So impedance decreases. Yet electrical resonance, impedance decreases. As a result, as impedance decreases, current increases, and that current will become maximum current to the LCR circuit. Current to I increases, we call it as maximum current. Now we will see the relation between the current and the frequency of this AC source. And now I am going to draw the graph between current flowing through the circuit as well as the frequency of AC source. So this is y-axis, this is x-axis. Let me take frequency here and let me take current here. Generally, if you draw the graph, we know the current is given by V by root over R square plus omega L minus 1 by omega C whole square. This is the general equation for current in a circuit. If the frequency, this is omega, can be written as 2 pi f. When the frequency is less, at low frequencies, omega will be less. As omega is less, the XL value is also less. So now here I am writing omega is equal to 2 pi f. At low frequencies, here let me write, at low frequencies, so f is less, frequency is less, so omega will be less. As omega is less, omega L will also be less, omega L is also less. But you can see this one by omega C, as frequency is less, omega less, but 1 by omega is more. So you can write 1 by omega C is more here. So this is all at low frequencies of AC. If the AC source is giving low frequency, then omega L is less, 1 by omega C is more. So we can write omega L less than 1 by omega C. So this is the condition, XL less than XC here. So in this condition, capacitive reactance is greater than the inductive reactance. So the domination of capacitance is more. So the capacitor will dominate the circuit. In this condition, current leads the EMF. So at low frequencies, current leads EMF. Now, as the frequency increases, if you increase the frequency of this AC source, generally the frequency of AC source in India is 50 Hz, but in the frequency of AC source in America is 60 Hz. We will maintain this one. That means the armature between the two poles of a strong magnet in AC generator rotates 50 times in 1 second. 50 revolutions per second. That is the meaning of this frequency. Let us say frequency of the AC source is less. Then in an AC circuit, when the frequency is less, angular velocity is less, omega will be less, 1 by omega c is more. So omega L less than omega c, or inductive reactance is less than capacitive reactance. In these cases, current leads the EMF. So now we can draw the curve here. When the frequency increases slowly, then current also increases. So it will be like this. After that, the curve will decrease like this. So the meaning of this one is, initially when the frequency is less, here current gradually increases. Current will become maximum at a particular frequency, and then frequency increases, current will decrease. Now, this is at low frequencies. What about at high frequencies? If the frequency is greater than a particular value, so I am going to write at high frequencies, now when the frequency is more, the angular velocity is more, omega L is greater here, 1 by omega c will be less. So from this we can write XL greater than XC. So the inductive reactance dominates the capacitive reactance. So the current lags behind the EMF. So current decreases. But what happens at a particular frequency where here at low frequencies XL less than XC, at high frequency XL greater than XC, but at a particular frequency where XL is equal to XC, so at a particular frequency these two values may become equal. So at this frequency omega L is equal to 1 by omega c, omega square is equal to 1 by LC, omega is equal to 1 by root LC, which is also equal to 2 pi F naught. So from this F naught is equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. This frequency is called a resonance frequency where the maximum current flows through the circuit. So here I am going to write, this is the resonance frequency, resonant frequency. So I am going to denote that frequency here. This frequency is resonance frequency. If the frequency is less than resonance frequency, that is low frequency means this is less than resonance frequency, inductive reactance less than capacitive reactance, current leads EMF. If the frequency is greater than resonance frequency, then inductive reactance greater than capacitive reactance. But at this particular frequency, the current will become maximum. I can write this as I naught. So here, from here to here, in the first part of this graph, we can write XL less than XC. Here this is XL greater than XC. But at this point, XL is equal to XC. So this is called the resonance frequency of this LCR circuit. You can see this resonance frequency does not depend upon the resistance of this circuit. It only depends upon the inductance as well as capacitance of this capacitor given in this circuit. Now, if the resistance is considered, generally this is the curve that shows the variation of current in a LCR circuit with the frequency. And this is a lower frequency than the resonance frequency. This is the higher frequency than this one. Now, if resistance is considered, now you may get a graph like this. Let us say one graph is given like this. Here also you can see for this and this, this is resistance R1, this resistance is R2. But what is the difference here? The resonance frequency does not depend on resistance, but the sharpness of this resonance curve, this is called resonance curve, and the sharpness of resonance curve depends upon the resistance. If resistance is more, we know that current will be less. So I is equal to V by R. Here the sharpness or the maximum current is less here. That means R2 is more. So we can write R2 greater than R1. And this question was also given so many times. In this resonance curve, AC curve, we can write it as resonance AC curve. Find the relation between R1 and R2. Instead of this, they may give one more value here, R3 also. In between, let us say they have given this one like this. This is R3 here. So what is the relation between R1, R2, R3? Whenever resistance is more, current is least. So R2 is least value here. So R2 less than, sorry, here current is less, so R2 is greater. So R2 greater than R3 greater than R1. So this is the relation that we got previously. If you take only 2, we will get R2 greater than R1. Why R2 is greater? When R2 is greater, maximum current will be less. But the same frequencies, whenever R changes, the sharpness of the curve will change. So based on this one, if I want to make a LCR circuit with the maximum current, I need to see that the resistance should be less. Now in TV circuits, in tuning circuits like TV, mobile, wherever we are getting these signals from, satellites, we will receive these signals through LCR circuit only. That means the radio, FM radio, as well as TV, as well as these cell phones consists of these LCR circuits. Whenever the signal is sent from the satellite, let us say our TV is receiving this signal. The TV consists of LCR circuit in its internal portion. Now the LCR circuit will have a particular frequency. Let us say the resonance frequency of this LCR circuit is equal to, which is equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. For example, let us say this is equal to 1400 Hz. Now if the frequency of this one is 1300 Hz, there is no resonance between these two. For the resonance to take place, the frequency of these two must be equal. If these two are equal, then this TV set can receive the signal easily. Now here to adjust this one, that means the input signal has a strength of or frequency of 1300 Hz. But our TV set has a frequency of resonance frequency 1400 Hz. So we need to tune the tuner by adjusting either L or C. Generally we will change the C value capacitance. I need 1300, so for this I need to increase this value. So because these two are inversely proportional to each other. To make it into 1300 Hz, I need to increase the capacitance. So when we are tuning this one, this tuner is directly connected to a variable capacitor which increases the capacitance. Whenever this capacity increases, the resonance frequency changes to this one 1300 Hz. When these two are equal, the TV set will receive the signal easily. Power consumed in LCR circuit. To find out the power, first let me find out the instantaneous power first. The instantaneous power is given by the product of the voltage at a particular instant and the corresponding current at that particular instant. So power is given by VI. This is the general expression to find out the power. So the instantaneous power is equal to instantaneous voltage is V0 sine omega t. And the current is I0 sine omega t plus phi, where phi is the phase angle between current and EMF at that particular time. So the instantaneous power is given by, this is V0 to I0, which are constants. The remaining terms are sine omega t into, this is sine A plus B, which can be written as sine A cos B plus cos A sin B. So the instantaneous power is equal to V0 to I0 sin omega, and this will become sin square omega t cos phi plus sin omega t cos omega t sin phi. So the instantaneous power is equal to V0 to I0. You can separate this equation sin square omega t cos phi plus V0 to I0 sin omega t cos omega t sin phi. So this is the instantaneous power. Now if the power, actually this power not only depends upon the voltage and current, it also depends on this omega and phi also. Let us say the power in the circuit is constant for a small interval of time. So now work done is going by power into dt, or dw is equal to p into dt. So what is this dw? Dw, small work done by this power in a small time dt is going by, this is the power here, v naught to I naught sin square omega t cos phi dt plus v naught to I naught sin omega t cos omega t sin phi dt. So this is the work done. But what is the total work done for a complete cycle? So work done per complete cycle. Complete cycle means time period is t, from 0 to t. Now the total work done is going to be w is equal to integral of dw from 0 to t, but here 0 to w, which is equal to 0 to t, and now I can write this value v naught to I naught sin square omega t cos phi dt plus the second term is 0 to t, this one v naught to I naught sin omega t cos omega t sin phi dt. In this sharpness of AC circuit, now this is the variation of current with the frequency. We know that this is the resonance frequency. So below this one, that means if the frequency less than the resonance frequency, at low frequencies inductance will be less, capacitor more. So LCR circuit behaves as a capacitive circuit. If frequency greater than resonance frequency, it behaves as a inductive circuit. If F is equal to F naught, it behaves as a resistive circuit. That means LCR circuit will have three different behaviors that based upon the frequency that is applying here. Now, in this case, if you want to find out the quality factor of this sharpness of this AC circuit, we call it as Q factor or quality factor, denoted with the letter Q, which is given by voltage across inductor by voltage across resistor, voltage across inductor by voltage across resistor, or voltage across capacitor by voltage across resistor. The quality factor of a LCR circuit is only defined at resonance. So that's why yet to resonance only. Yet to resonance, we know that these two are equal. XL is equal to XC or VL is equal to VC. So what is the quality factor now? This is I into XL by I into R, or I into XC by I into R. So quality factor is given by XL by R, that equal to XC by R. This is in terms of voltages, this is in terms of the reactance and resistance of this circuit. Now from this, the quality factor, this quality factor can also be defined as it is in terms of the voltage amplification. Now, if you want to find out this in terms of this LCR, so let me take this quality factor, either the first equation or second equation. This is equal to XL by R. XL is nothing but omega L by R. As quality factor is defined only at the resonance, this omega will be equal to, omega is equal to 1 by root LC. So in place of this, you can write 1 by root LC into L by R. So you can write this as 1 by root L root C root L by R. This cancel. So quality factor is given by 1 by R root to L by C. So this is the quality factor of this circuit, LCR circuit resonance, in terms of inductance, capacitance and resistance. Suppose instead of XL by R, if we take XC by R also, you will get the same value. Why? Because at resonance XL is equal to XC. XC is equal to 1 by omega C into R. 1 by omega is equal to 1 by root LC. So 1 by root LC means root LC by CR. This is root L into root C by root C into R. This cancel. Once again you will get 1 by R root LC. So these are the different expressions to find out the quality factor of this one. As this V naught is common, I naught is common. Now cos phi, phase angle between voltage and current, is also common, as it is XL minus XC by R. So bring this cos phi outside. The remaining terms are sin square omega t from 0 to t dt, first term. Second term, these are common, V naught to I naught. You can write this as 2 by 2, multiply with 2, divide with 2. This is sin 2 omega t, integral sin 2 omega t sin phi by 2 into dt with 0 to t. Already we studied this, integral of sin 2 omega t is always 0 with limits 0 to t. But this value will become, now this entire value will become 0. So what is the work done here? The work done is given by, in this case, the total work done in this case is equal to V naught I naught into integral of 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2 with limits 0 to t dt. And once again integral 2 dt will become, this one becomes 0, integral of cos. Why? Because integral of cos 2 omega t will be once again sin 2 omega t, will be 0. So work done is given by V naught to I naught. This you can write, let me do this one. This is 1 dt by 2, this is 1 by 2 dt minus integral of cos 2 omega by 2 0 to t. Now this work done can be written as V naught to I naught. This is integral dt will be t, this will be t. So this t from t by 2 actually from 0 to 2, the limits are 0 to t. Then minus integral of cos 2 omega t will be minus sin omega 2t, 2 omega t, and if you substitute this value, omega will be 2 pi by t into t cancel, sin 2 pi will be 0, so this value will become 0. So now by substituting this value, work done is equal to V naught I naught t by 2. So this is the total work done in time period for one cycle. But we need the average power consumed in one cycle. The average power consumed is equal to P average, can be written as the total work done by total time taken, which is equal to V naught I naught t by 2 by t here. Cancel t and t here. The average power is given by V naught I naught by 2. But in these steps, we have taken cos phi also common. So here we have cos pi. I am going to add here cos pi here. Here also we have cos pi. Here also we have cos pi. This is cos pi. So this will be into cos pi. This is also cos pi. This is the average power consumed in an LCR circuit. So power consumed in LCR circuit. This is, we can write average power consumed for a over n cycle, over one complete cycle, which is given by P average is equal to, this is V naught by 2 I naught by 2 cos pi. Here I am going to write V naught into I naught by 2 cos phi. So this can be written as V naught by root 2 into I naught by root 2 into cos phi. So average power consumed can be written very easily. So average power consumed can be remembered easily. This is the RMS value of voltage, Vrms. So this will be Vrms into this current is Irms into this another value, which is because cos angle of the phase angle between voltage and current. and this particular value is known as a power factor of AC circuit. So power factor of AC circuit is given by cos phi. This is the power factor. But if the AC circuit is in resonance, we know that it acts as a pure resistor circuit and there is no phase angle between current and EMF. So this is cos phi. For pure resistor circuit, as both current and EMF are in same phase, the phase difference is 0 and cos 0 will be 1. So for a pure resistor circuit, power factor or cos phi is equal to 1. Similarly, for pure inductor circuit, EMF leads current by 90 degrees or pi by 2. So cos of pi by 2 0. So cos phi power factor is 0 here. Similarly, for a pure capacitor circuit also, current leads EMF by 90 degrees or pi by 2 radians. So phase angle is pi by 2. So power factor will be 0 once again. That's why yesterday we discussed about this one. Power consumed by the pure inductor and pure capacitor circuit is 0. Why? Because the power factor is 0. But what about the power factor in case of a pure LCR circuit at a resonance? So at a resonance, I am going to write the power factor of this series LCR circuit at resonance. So at resonance, we can write it acts as a pure resistor circuit. So power factor is equal to 1 at resonance.